All right, welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready to start episode 4. Karl Franz campaign, Total War, Warhammer 3. Last episode, we just barely beat the Beastmen in a couple of ambush battles. Retaken Reichland, so that I have the full province under my control again, and the fort in the mountain pass of Helmgart still in my control. When we got done with the last episode, I was getting ready to turn my focus towards the Greenskins, who have kind of taken over here and eliminated my neighbors to the north of me. My neighbors, I believe this is one, yes, Midland. So those guys are still alive, but the Greenskins have taken over all of the properties here and are on the verge of taking out my faction. Not my faction, but close ally of the faction that we all belong to, the Empire. So I'm going to turn my focus to Karlberg. We're going to defeat the Greenskins in that city, and then you'll see once that battle is done, one of the options will be to give it back to the faction who originally it owned to, which would be Midland. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. I have no desire or intention to own any of this yet. I may later in the game confederate these, and this will all go under my control, but as of right now, I have no desire to start taking this over because I know I can't defend it. The reason I know I can't defend it is because we haven't dealt with the vampires yet. They're building up stronger and stronger and stronger, and they're going to be on my front door very quickly. So that is my main focus, is getting everything in my province secured, and let's start getting armies built up, getting cities built up, so that we have top-notch, top-tier armies so that we can go vampire hunting. I want to take a quick look at this support army that I have. Looks like I am recruiting 2 more swordsmen, and they will be done in 1 turn. So can't do anything with that army.
As is my right by Sigmar's
Karl Franz's army looks like he's going to need at least 1 more turn before everybody is healthy. The halberdiers technically need 2, but I think after 1 turn they're going to be fine. What Altdorf has sledgehammer on it. I've only got $536, so it doesn't matter. We're not going to be able to build anything anyway. So the building upgrade, not worried about it. And let's end the turn. And this turn we should be able to go get a hold of Karlberg and drive the Greenskins out of it. It should be a decisive victory, so it'll basically be an auto-resolve. Quick and simple.
Be at peace, for that is all.
Averlin, which is a member of the Empire, they're the closest to the vampires. They are right here, and you can see the vampires are right here. So they're wanting to have military access to my land. But I bet you this is more in the lines of they want me to have military access to their lands so that when everything starts going down with the vampires, I can come and help. Which is good. I didn't need that anyway. Alright, turn is done. I only have 2,400 in the bank, and I'm making 2,000 per turn. The 2,000 per turn at the moment is not bad. I need to get a little bit of surplus in the bank here so that I can build up some buildings here. Because I would like to... It's showing me right here that I can build 2 more slots. And those 2 slots I want to have. I want to start the cavalry slot. I have no desire to take in any of the cavalry in the first or second slot. It's the top guys that I want. And then I also want this artillery slot to start to get formed as well. We already have the mortars, and I will be able to recruit handgunners with that too. But the big boy that I want is this Hellstorm rocket battery. So, but it's going to take more money than what I have to get this going. I have 2468. Technically, I can start this 2350, but I'm going to be broke. And it's a little dangerous in this game to be broke. So, we are going to hold off. Ubersreich. So you're telling me... Alright. I never... Very rarely do I ever pick the top one. So in 3 more turns here and 3 more turns here... I can build another slot. Now what I'm going to do is this slot is going to come open and this slot is going to come open. Why can I not build here? Oh, because it's a level 2. Okay. 3 more turns, a level 2 is going to show up. And what I'm going to do with that one is as soon as in 3 more turns, another one of these slots is going to open up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build here, and that will allow me to get rid of this, which is only capped out at a level 3, and this is a level 5 settlement. So then once I get to that second tier, I can get crossbows and I can get rid of all my archers. Alright, so that's the plan. That is 3 turns away. Alright, let's take a look at Karl Franz's army.
So,
yeah. We're in good shape here. Even though these guys are not all the way healthy, they are only short. They top out at 120, and they're sitting at 112, so we're good.
ready.
We are going to hit Karlberg.
Ulrich's will.
And it is decisive victory. Let's just auto-resolve it. We're done. Alright, right there. I can return to Elector, which is Midland. Basically, I'm just going to give it back to them. That way they can grow it. And they can defend it. I will stay in the area just to help out. Alright, so you can see how much damage we took. God. Basically, it's my low-level swordsmen and the halberdiers. They took the brunt of it. So we'll get healed up. If I go into march mode, nope, still can't make it. I was checking to see if I can get back to Altdorf. If I go into march mode, and I also can't get back to Eilhart. And I've already used up too much movement percentage that I can't go into encampment either.
Summon the Elector Count.
So 4 turns. Alright, so the next turn I will move him to encamp, and we'll see what that does. And then worst comes to worst, I'll move him over to Altdorf just to heal him up quicker. Right now, my halberdiers need 8 turns, 8 turns, 7 turns, 5 turns. So at the most right now, it is 8 turns to heal up. If I go into encamp, it'll get faster. And if I go into Altdorf or any of my cities, it'll actually go faster than that. So we'll see how it goes. I gained a trait, leadership aura size plus 10%, but only when we are in attacking. Leadership plus 2 when we are attacking. That will be, those are buffs that will go into the entire army of Karl Franz. And I got those traits simply by completing that battle. The Lord Not Moved, I only have one Lord. It's this guy. Level 15. I'm just going to take a quick look out here. Got dwarves. Yeah. I'm going to set him in here. Just to be safe.
Steps. Servant of the faith.
Alright, unassigned skill points. That is going to be, looks like my magic user, the Celestial Wizard, and Karl Franz's army. Alright, the last one that I chose was evasion, and when you choose that, that unlocks everything here. This one's still locked up, and this will unlock after we have chosen, I don't remember how many, but you have to choose X number of these, and then finally this will unlock. And this is Arcane Conduit. This basically manufactures winds of magic. So this is great to have. It's extremely powerful. What I like to do on my first one that I get in this, when this second tier opens up, is earthing. And that is, it takes your miscast base chance down 15%. So it gives you a greater chance of when you cast a spell that it's actually going to do what you intended it to do. So we'll go there. Now we got a building upgrade. And 2,900. I'm going to hold on to my money. Because remember, I have plans for these guys in 3 turns about transferring a building and then recruiting some crossbows. So we'll skip that. Let's go into diplomacy real quick.
Dark are these times.
Alright.
Lord of Bretonia.
So this is a version of Bretonia. This also is a version of Bretonia. They're both interested in a non-aggression. So I will go with the lower one first.
Hail, Sigmar's sons. All right.
They accept. We'll see if the first ones are still interested.
No
They are.
evildoer
Cool.
may receive
Good
the
deal.
blessings of the lady. Those seeking my counsel
And we have a positive
usually
score of
need
5.6, which means I can get some money. 1,088. Yes. I will take that.
it is done.
What?
All right. Trade agreement. Nothing yet. Nordland's getting close. Let's see. Nordland. Let's just see
Welcome,
how
my
much it'll
countrymen.
take to get this. It's pretty much an even trade. They'll earn 77. I'll earn 78, and it's going to cost me 500 bucks. Nah, I'll wait.
Yes?
I'll wait. My bank account's just not that big yet.
What?
Oslin, military access, and you just are not in a great spot. I don't necessarily need military access with you, and if I do need it later, then we'll negotiate that later. Defensive alliance, nothing yet. Military alliance, nothing yet.
Right.
Confederation, nothing. Peace treaty, nothing. All right. Back to the homeland. And let's end the turn. Let's go on to the next one. Looks like our faction count is down to 189. If you remember right, we started in 275, 276 range, so some of the smaller, weaker factions are starting to be gobbled up by the other factions. Alright. Let's take a look at how healthy we are. Let's go into encampment, and we will see. Right now it's going to take 7 turns. If I go into
I am
encampment,
Franz. They will obey.
it's still going to take 7 turns. So that's not affecting it at all.
To
Let's go into
unite the
Altdorf.
provinces. By
All
the
right.
comet.
Now they'll be done in 2 turns. Cool. Good deal. Sledgehammer, sledgehammer. Alright, what can I build here? Ubersreich, you're basically wanting me to take that to the 3rd level, and I'm not. 2 more turns. 5 grand. Alright. I'm going to sit on my money for the time being. Garrison Lord not move, which is this guy, which is fine. Ooh, Helm Guard.
I live to serve.
You're
the
ready to go
Emperor.
to level 3. And I'm going to take that. The quicker I can get this guy to a level 4, the quicker I can release this army, and we can use him for other purposes in support of this guy. So we're going to do this one. There we go. So now I'm down to just under 2 grand. Building upgrade we already know about. Let's end the turn.
Greetings from Sigma.
Hi, Oslin, which is a member of the Empire. They would like to talk. Okay, so now they want military access. And they're willing to pay me $1,200 for it. I'll take it. Before, they were just wanting military access. I really didn't need it, just straight up. But if you're going to give me money for it, heck yeah, I'll take it. Okay, we have a scenario here. I can choose this and lose 1 Imperial Authority, which I'm at 2. I can choose this and lose 800 prestige, and I only have 1,200, so that's going to take me down to 400. This is not an option. And I can choose this, which will cost me 1,500. And I want to build that bank. So I'm going to choose the Imperial Authority. It's going to take me from a +2 to a +1. We'll take that. Alright, the first one that I just clicked out of is telling me that we have another skill tree option that we can do. So let's open up the skill tree. We've been building up our missiles. So this is all done. This one is dealing with the cavalry that fires missile, and that's cavalry that I don't use. This is dealing with artillery. We have 1 artillery piece, the mortars, but that is not important yet. This will be something that I will work on later. This is cavalry. I have 1 cavalry unit, the Reichsguard. So this is not as important because a big portion of my army is infantry, and these are all buffs to the infantry. So we're going to get this. This one will be the leadership goes +5 for infantry units, and their speed goes up 5%. The speed in an infantry unit is not that big a deal. The leadership is nice, but I got to choose this to open up these. So we'll go there. It'll take 5 turns for this to accomplish. Alright, Garrison Lords not move, we already know that. Building upgrades, we've already looked through that. And let's end the turn. Every once in a while, I'm glancing over at this little emblem right here. These are the blue vampires. On some campaigns, they can gain a little momentum, and then they'll come over and try and take over Helmgard. So I just, every once in a while, I'll give a glance to see if these guys are moving around down here, and it doesn't look like it. The other one that I'm keeping an eye on is these guys. This is their main base. And then once in a while they will they'll try and gain some momentum out here as well. So I don't have too much to worry about with the blue vampires or the greenskins. Neither one of them appear to be like they're moving around a whole lot. So Helmgart and this army, for the time being, they're safe. This is saying something from the sewers. Isleheart, building damage, and it's getting negative growth for the next 3 turns. So let's open this up. And these are the 2 buildings that are damaged. You can see like a little green thermometer icon there. So if I hover over this, it will repair it, and you can tell there in the pop-up window it'll only cost $19 to repair. So we'll do that, and this one will cost $5 to repair. Good deal. Okay, I got 7 grand. Isleheart is the one where we were going to build this. So let's build that. We'll run this tier up. And now at Altdorf, I can... Wait a second. Isleheart. I'm going to build that in 1 turn. Cool. So that means in Altdorf, I can get rid of this. So we will destroy it. And in Grunberg, because this thing went level 3... I can take this to the top. I'll take this to the top because it generates growth. And then I'm going to build my first set of gates. It's a guardhouse. And the reason I'm going to do this, number one, when I build the first one, if you look at the bottom of that little window, it's going to add to the garrison 2 halberdiers, 2 crossbows. When I build the second one, it will add walls to the settlement. So it will make, if someone puts it under siege or tries to take over the city, it will make it just a little bit more difficult because now the city is barricaded in walls. And also, if you take a look down below, it will also add some more to the garrison. So this will be what we'll do for this one, just not yet, because this is going to cost $19.40. I have $29.40. So if I build that, I only have 1,000 left. So we're going to hold off on that, but that's where we're going. All right. So Karl Franz, he is fully healthy, and we're going to go up and take Wiseman. And once we win that one,
we must attack.
We will also give that back to Midland. Decisive victory. Hover over the auto resolve, and it will tell us on the left side if we're going to lose any of our units, and we're not. None of them are flashing red. So let's auto resolve it, and we will give it back to the elector. Good deal. Follower gained, who is going to give +1 to public order. Another follower gain, income of all buildings 12%, but only in the province that the army is in. And there is our first army visible of chaos. It's only the Lord and 1 other unit. So it is a very low army. Alright, so our next focus, let's see how hurt are we? We're not that hurt. Good deal. Our next hit, we are going to the Black Pit, because this greenskin armies that we've been taking out of here and here, they are originating from here. So we're going to kill the nest. Once we have the nest killed, then if this is still occupied, then we'll go take this and give it back to Marienburg. And that will have that greenskin faction basically eliminated. And all of these guys will have their properties back. Alright. This just caught my eye. We talked about this in the last episode. This is a mission. I'm not going to do the mission when I'm sitting here with a bunch of archers. Everything else in the army I'm fine with. I'm just not going to go in there with archers. I get all these converted over to crossbows. Yeah, we'll go do the mission. Crossbows just reach a little farther and they hit a little harder and their damage is a little bit more. Alright, so this is telling me Garrison Lord is not moved. I already know that. I want him there. And somebody leveled up, which was my magic user, the Celestial Wizard. So now I'm going to choose this one. It's going to give my Winds of Magic power reserve 5 more Winds of Magic. Which is not a lot, but everything helps. And it looks like Karl Franz, he has leveled up. Alright, so for him, we've already got all the lightning strikes, which if we ever do a 2-on-1 and we're outnumbered, the lightning strike will keep their second army off the battlefield for X number of minutes. But now I'm going to start working Quartermaster. And if you look on that little window that popped up, it says upkeep minus 3% for the Lord's army. So basically, let me get out of this and I'll show you what we're talking about. If I select, this is showing all of his army. This little emblem right here, it says $2,769. That is what this army is costing me every turn. Every turn. It costs $2,769 when I add all the upkeeps up. So, if I go back to Karl Franz skills, the upkeep 2769 is going to drop by 3%. The next time he levels up, I'm going to choose the next one. The upkeep will drop by 6%. And then the next one, his upkeep will drop by 9%. So basically, the same army that I have, it's going to be cheaper to run. And that, which is going to be good because those higher tier units that we're going to get quite expensive. So the upkeep, getting this upkeep buff is going to make those higher tier units not quite so expensive. Alright, so that's as far as we are going to go for here. Let's do one more check of diplomacy.
Yes.
The Golden Order. This is good. I need to get on this guy's good side. This is Balthazar Gelt. He's a member of the Empire, but he's technically not all the way human. He's kind of made of human and metal, particularly gold. According to lore, he had some sort of freakish accident while he was practicing his magic. He's not very well liked by the other Empire factions, but he's extremely powerful in magic. So I want to become friends with him, and then eventually, hopefully, I can get him confederated, and I will take over his armies, and I will also gain him as one of my legendary lords. So I want to wrap him up first.
Greetings in
I can get
Sigmar's
military
name.
access also with him, and we will do that. No, I don't want to balance the offer with him.
Fine.
Glade Lord.
Alright, this is the Wood Elves. They are typically not even a factor when it comes to the campaign, but they're interested in a non-aggression pact. So what I do is I come down and see, do they have any agreements with my friends? And are they at war with any of my friends? They are at war with Scaling, which is basically a version of the Vikings that are up north. The Vikings that are up north, Norska, they also can cause chaos corruption. So in a way, in a roundabout way, kind of way, The Norskins and the Vikings are kind of in the realm of chaos as far as their effects goes. So they're at war with Norska, which is fine because we're not friendly with Norska at all either. We'll be at war with them eventually in the campaign. And they have a trade agreement with Nordland, which is one of my friends. So we will do a non-aggression simply because
Speak briefly.
I need
I
as
can orders the sea.
few of enemies
To war.
as I can get at the moment. So let's go trade agreement.
Sigma's
Nobody's
will.
interested.
Dark
Military
are
access,
these times,
no.
and dark my mood.
Defense, military alliance, the rest of it I'm not worried about at the moment. So let's end this turn. Alright, while this turn is moving, let's keep an eye on Karl, Franz. Alright, I'm going to set an alarm. Going to set an alarm here so that we don't go inadvertently. Too long here. So I just set the alarm for an hour from now. I have no idea how long we've been going. Come on. There we go. Alright. I would imagine that we've probably been going close to 20 to 30 minutes. I don't know. Time gets away from me when I play this game. I think I've been going 15 minutes and I've been going an hour. So, all right. So this little army here just crept in, but he's only it's just now it's the Lord and two others. So I'm not too worried about him. These guys have a garrison of 7.
The Empire.
Plus his army is 12 deep. So he is fine. If this becomes a problem, he can handle it. Let's go. Oh, it looks like. Awesome. Nordland come down and took out the Black Pit. So it looks like the only thing left is Corcel.
What?
So let's make our way over there. And this is the army that this belongs to. But he's got a garrison of 8. And
All right.
that is a single lord army. So he can't take that. We'll take it. And then just give it back to him. Alright. So, Ubersreich. Looks like I got some buildings I can build here. So let's go Eilhart. Let's build that. It's going to take 2 turns. And then I'll be able to start switching out my archers for crossbows. I can also start recruiting halberdiers, but if you notice, when I hover over halberdiers, there's a yellow triangle that starts flashing in the middle of this browser. It's telling me that I can recruit halberdiers, but only after I build that building. So in one of these towns, in one of these slots, I need to build this and this before I can recruit some of these higher echelon type of units. So, but it'll all be worth it. Alright, so I can build here. These guys are going to get me more money. So these are worth... It's like an investment. Grunberg. Alright, so I have a choice. I can either build gates that will give me a garrison, or I can build this blacksmith, and which will be the start of this. And I believe I'm going to do the blacksmith, and we'll just run the risk that we won't get attacked. And maybe I'll keep the gates off of these guys for now. Then once Altdorf becomes level 5, I will no longer need these growth columns. So I got one there, I can destroy that, and that will free up another slot. Isleheart, I'm not going to run a growth stack in here, at least not yet. Ubersreich, I can get rid of this. That'll open up another slot, which I can fill with that, or that, depending on which one does what. And on this one is providing me growth, so once Altdorf is at level 5, I can get rid of this, which will open up this, or anything else. So just because you built a column of buildings, that doesn't mean that it's permanent. Use them for their purpose, and then when they no longer supply you that purpose, destroy them and build another section of buildings that will provide you for the next phase of the game. Alright, Garrison Lord not moved. We already know that is this guy. He's going to stay put. This has 2 more turns, and it'll be a level 3. Alright, building upgrade. Nothing yet. Need more money. Alright, let's end this turn. We will have a much more effective army once I get my archers kicked out and the crossbows brought in. Crossbows have a farther reach, they shoot farther, and then they also do more damage. Alright, this is telling me they're basically giving me a mission. In battle, eliminate a lord belonging to any of the following enemies of Talbot land, which is the Fecundites, which is basically a, I think, you remember, that figures, they're gone. There was this little army here that only had a lord and 2 units. That is that flag, I believe. Or it's basically saying beat a member of that faction or the vampires. And if you do beat it, your reward will be a magical sword, a sword of battle, which will increase your melee attack by 3 and your weapon strength by 4%, which technically that's not that great. And your diplomatic relations with Talbot clan will go up by 40. I'm not worried about my diplomatic relations with Talbot clan, so I could care less about that little mission.
Summon the elected
Alright,
house.
let's, you can see here, he just popped up an army, and I'm not close enough to see what
I command here.
he's packing. So we will advance on him, and who knows, we may get lucky and he'll come out and pick a fight with me in the field. Alright, Garrison Lord not move. We already know that. Building upgrades. What do we got? Isleheart's ready to go to level 3. It'll cost 4,000 to do that. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait one more turn. Maybe 2 more turns before we do that. Let's check diplomacy real quick.
Who calls?
Marienburg, non-aggression 2.9. Yes.
Greetings, my countrymen. Do you come in
And we'll
peace
get
on this
533 out of it. Yeah, because they may be getting a little pissed at me because technically I am trespassing on their property.
The Empire.
Trade agreement, no. Military
Protector
access,
of the
no.
realm.
And the rest I'm not worried about. Alright, let's end the turn. Let's see what happens here. All right, from this large overview, you can probably see that some of these cities and towns are smoking with a little bit of green smoke. What that is crap, I just lost it. Oh, it's plague. It's plague. So, and there's another one over here. So the town is basically has illnesses running rampant in it. It lasts for X amount of turns. Right there, you see a green kind of a skull. Infections +5 when plague is spread. Nurgle corruption, which is chaos corruption, is +2. This stuff only lasts for so long and then it disappears. So it's just something that you gotta weather the storm. The biggest thing about it is your control. Your public order will be affected, but not by a lot. And in a seriously bad case, you may suffer some attrition in your armies, but nothing drastic.
Is it time?
All right, let's hit this place.
Into battle.
All right, this is saying close victory, and it's because of the army and the garrison. But he has no support coming here. There's not another army on the map. So all I have to do is encircle it and wait him out. It's basically like having him under siege, only we don't have him under siege. I did the same thing to Helmgart. Basically, you just wait him out. His people will start to go into attrition and become weaker and weaker and weaker, while I am not becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. The close victory will eventually turn into a decisive victory, auto-resolve it, or during the off turn, he's going to come out and hit me, and then we'll fight it on the battlefield. No big deal. Alright, building upgrade. Let's go Isleheart. So I can recruit crossbows, but the army that I want to put crossbows in is basically has that last green-skinned army in town surrounded, so he can't recruit anything at the moment because he's busy. I do have 7 grand in the bank now, so let's go ahead and take Isleheart up to level 3. It'll cost 4 grand, and then we'll stop there. And diplomacy, quick deal, nothing, nothing,
Lord
nothing.
of Bretonia.
All right, so Bretonia is wanting military
Armored
access
in
treaties.
favor.
I'll take those.
Welcome to fair Bretonia.
I suppose so. Protector of the realm.
Bow before the rightful lords of the realm.
Yes.
All right, so now they can trespass on my land. I can trespass on their land, which may come into play, especially if the blue vampires start to come out here and play around. And it looks like they have. This looks like they have taken over this. And these guys haven't done much of anything. So the blue vampires are on the move a little bit. They're moving away from me, but they're still on the move. Alright, let's end this turn. Alright, here we go. We have another choice. So, Averland. That's the faction that's closest to the vampires. So they have the least amount of concern for me. Golden Order, that is Balthasar Gelt. He's the one that I want to friend up. So I am going to choose the one that is going to make Balthasar Gelt like me more. So I'm going to choose that one. Our latest technology has been learned, which is the leadership +5 for the infantry. So now I can take my choice of these three, now that I have this one done. Of these three, which one do I want next? We're going to get all of them. I just need to decide which one I want next. If I choose this one, the armor for every infantry unit that I have goes up by 15. This one, the melee defense, goes up by 4 for all of my melee infantry units, and their charge bonus goes up by 8%. The 8% charge bonus is not that big a deal. The melee defense +4, that's nice. And then this one, the weapon strength, goes up by 10% for infantry units, and it also consists of a attribute expert charge defense for halberdier units. So I think I'm going to go with the melee defense. That seems to be the most important. Then I'll go armor, and then I'll go weapon strength. Mission issued. State troops. Recruit the following type of unit, melee infantry. And if I do, for 8 turns, I will get combat focus, which is a recruit rank +2 for melee infantry units. And they will also cost 25% less for the melee infantry units. Alright, so let's take a look at this one. It is now, just after 1 turn, these guys drop just a little bit in power. It is now a decisive victory. If I hover over the auto-resolve, none of my guys are flashing red. So, let's auto-resolve it. Looks like I got a Sword of Battle. That's a special weapon that I got as a reward. And we will return this to the electors. Gained a trait, +5 in leadership, +5 charge bonus. I gained a mount, an Imperial Pegasus, which is basically a flying horse. So Karl Franz now will be in the air. Faction destroyed. Alright. So my work here is done. I gave all this property back to the original people who owned it.
I see no other
So
option.
now I am heading
march.
to Altdorf. Once we get into Altdorf, we will swap out all of these archers and start recruiting crossbows. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. Let's go Grunberg. Alright, I'm going to get this instead of this in Grunberg. And that will open up the ability to recruit handgunners halberdiers. We can get an Empire Captain, I believe. I don't remember now. I don't think the Empire Captain, I don't think it revolves around this. But the great swords, I do want to get some more great swords. Those do revolve around this. So for the time being, this is more important than this. Unless we get attacked, and then this should have been more important than this. It's just a gamble that you take. We'll take this one for now. It'll take 3 turns just to build the first one. And we gained a level. My magic user gained a level. Arcane Conduit is not available yet. So now I can choose between these 2 spells. The Comet of Cassandra. It is a bombardment spell. Lasts for 7 seconds. I can cast it from 200 meters away. Has a cooldown of 49 seconds. It has 1,728 points of damage. 50%. I believe that is armor piercing. Explosive damage of 72 of 72, 100% armor piercing, I believe. Or I can go chain lightning to vortex. It lasts for 21 seconds. It does 11 points of damage per second. All of it armor piercing. Covers a 10-meter wide area. It moves it's a randomly moving spell, moves 4 meters a second. I can cast it from 150 meters away. It lasts 21 seconds, 50-second cooldown. Chain lightning costs 14 winds of magic, and the Comet of Cassandra costs 13. If I right-click this, it'll show you what it looks like when it is cast on the battlefield. This is Comet of Cassandra. Nice. So let's take a look at chain lightning. So it's just a randomly moving lightning bolt. What is Uranian's Thunderbolt? What is this? Okay, we've used that one already. Wind Blast. And Curse of the Midnight Wind. That's just a hex spell. Alright. Alright, so I have one to burn. So let's go. Let's do Comet of Cassandra. I have no idea if I'm spelling or saying that right. But for now, it'll work.
Bring me to my men.
And Karl Franz has leveled up. Let's go Quartermaster. It's going to take the upkeep down to 6%. Building upgrade, we're going to stay off of those for now. And let's end the turn. Looks like our faction total now is down to 168.
Be at peace, for that is all
All
I
right,
ever
Midland. They would like to do a trade agreement and pay me 300. Yes, please. I will take that. Anything to start generating more income for him and me. Both. We will both benefit from that. What do we have here? Aha, another mission. We will get to that. I'm not doing any of these missions until I get my crossbows. So this is giving me a choice. I can either spend 500 prestige and Sterling will go up a point in liking me, or I can spend 800 in money and they will like me. I have a surplus of prestige of 2,400, so 500 is not going to hurt me. I just never want to go under 1,000, so we'll spend that. All right, this mission that is showing right here, this is for Galmaraz, which is a weapon. It's the legendary hammer of Sigmar. So we will get to this, just not yet. Be patient. They are fun battles to do.
Summon the Elector Counts.
Alright, if I put Karl in March mode, nope, still can't get there, but I can get the Isle Heart.
As is my
Let's do
right
that.
by
Let's get to
Sigmar's
Isle Heart.
crown.
Because it doesn't matter which city I'm in. As long as I am in here, then I can start to recruit these guys. So let's go ahead and drop these.
I command here.
And then we will fill them up with crossbows. So I need to save my money. Now we are earning 3,000 per turn. Nice. Two more turns for the blacksmith. 3 more turns for the actual town. Skip. Let's go diplomacy on this one.
What?
Nothing there.
It is
Nothing
time.
there.
Be
Nothing
on
there.
guard.
We're out. Let's end the turn. I can't recruit Karl Franz. He's in March mode. So I can't recruit. You can't do anything when you're in March mode except move an extended period of time.
Approach me.
Alright, this is the Blue Vampires. They are offering a peace treaty and paying me $500. This over here, my reliability is very high. Above it, it gives me my strength rank of all the factions. Right now I'm at a strength rank of 73. He's at a strength rank of 164, so he is extremely weak. If I take a peace treaty with a known enemy, it will drop my reliability, which will cause diplomatic struggles for me. Nobody's going to want to do trade agreements with me or military access agreements with me. And I'm not weak enough that this will benefit me. So he's weak, which is why he's wanting to do this. I'm not interested in it, so I decline. Sometimes when they come down and offer a peace treaty like that and you decline it, if they're in position, they will attack you on the very next turn. But with him at a strength rank of 164, it doesn't matter if he attacks me. It doesn't sound like he has enough power to do anything. So not too concerned about it. Yeah, because he had this, the Blue Vampires had this just a couple turns ago, and now it's back in the hands of Bretonia. So he is down to just his home base, which is why he's trying to get peace treaties with everybody and their brother who is surrounding him, because he's weak and he knows
I
it.
am Prince and
So let's get
Emperor.
down to out of March mode,
To unite
which will
the
allow me to
provinces.
recruit, and we want crossbows. Alright, so in 4 more turns, we'll be all loaded up with crossbows. And if we don't have anything specific to do, we will take on our first mission. Alright, Obersreich. What can we do with you? Nothing except that. Grunberg, we can't do anything with you. Altdorf. Alright, so my options at Altdorf. I can choose this and unlock this row of buildings. The reason that this is a good idea is because this will give me a hero, a warrior priest. These guys are pretty decent to have on the battlefield. I can choose this. How much is this? 2910, and I have not quite 8,000. I can choose this, which will open up my artillery field. I can choose this, which will open up my cavalry field. I can choose this, which will unlock all of the magic users that I can recruit. These are heroes. So I have some options. This building is for Reichsguard. Reichsguard is not a... That is the cavalry that I have in my possession now. They're great for the early game. They're not great for the late game. So that's not something that I'm interested in getting. So to me, it is down to we'll either build a building that will unlock all the magic users, or we'll build a building that unlocks all the cavalry, or we'll build a building that unlocks all of the artillery, or we'll build this building that will unlock the warrior priest. This building also allows you to unlock a unit called flagellants. The only good thing about a flagellant is they are unbreakable. They will fight to the death. The bad news is their armor is 0. They do deal a pretty good amount of damage. They're basically sacrificial lambs. You can recruit them, send them out onto the battlefield, into the area where your artillery will start to reach. Basically, the enemy army will converge on those units, and then they're sitting ducks for your artillery. So they're a good decoy unit. I don't run them very often. I just don't like them. I do like the warrior priest, especially if you can get him leveled up. He's a pretty good little fighter. But I believe I am going to go with the artillery because I want Hellstorm rocket batteries. I'm a big fan of those, and you will see why once we start implementing them into action. They're pretty awesome. I'm going to hold on to my money. Building upgrades, I'm not going to upgrade anymore. Let's end this turn. All right. The Confederation of Talabeglan, basically Talabeglan is offering themselves to me and saying, you can take us over. If I do that, the Imperial Authority, my Imperial Authority will go down 3. I'm already at a -1. Don't ask me how that happened. This thing will move on you. Something happened that somebody didn't like, and I'm not sure what it was, but my Imperial Authority went from a +1 to a 0 to a -1. I have no idea what. It probably had to do with the scenarios that popped up where I chose one side and not the other. Who knows? But right now I'm at a -1. We don't ever want to be below 0. So I'm not interested in taking this on because, number one, I can't afford the -3 Imperial Authority. But I'm also in no shape financially or army-wise to take on this Confederation of Talabeglan. Not yet. So if I decline it, I will gain an imperial authority, which I need to get me back to 0. And then Confederation will be offered again. They'll come at me 20 turns from now and say, same thing. You can take us over. So that takes me back to 0. I'm happy.
The
We
Empire.
need 2 more turns for the crossbows to come into play. Grunberg. Aha, I can build the next building. So that'll cost me 2910. We will do that. Isleheart will be at a level 3 in the next turn. This is for level 3 there. Alright, we are done there. Garrison Lord not moved, I know that. Building upgrades, I've already looked into it. What about Helmgart? Nope, nothing yet. Ah. Alright, I'm noticing some movement over here on the left side of the screen when it deals with the blue vampires. Alright, what do we got here? +5 leadership for all armies for 3 turns, or recruitment costs -25% for 3 turns. I'll take the... I know I'm not going to recruit anymore, so I'll take the leadership. What do we got here? For 2 grand, I can send a military force. And the fealty of Awesome will go up by 1. Could spend 1,000 prestige. Let's send a military force. It's a decisive victory. Basically, it just comes up with this bottom army here is what they come up with. It's just a random army that comes up. General, 2 swordsmen, 1 handgunner, 1 Empire Knights. They are an absolute trash cavalry. They're worthless. And then Outriders, missile cavalry, which I hate. It's a decisive victory. We are going to auto-resolve it. I'm going to take money. And then that army just dissolves. It's good for 1 shot. That's it. What caught my attention on that turn, as I noticed the turn before, or maybe this 2 turns before, the blue vampires are now actually starting to build an army inside of their home base, which has a garrison of 16. But I also noticed that Bretonia,
I am the blood of
this is the faction leader. He's got an army stack of 17 sitting right there. So I would imagine that he's getting close to wanting to put an offensive hit on this guy, or he's just ready for defense if his guy comes out. Alright, we need 1 more turn for all the crossbows to be done. Alright, Isleheart. We could go up to the top build. It'll cost 2,400. 3 more turns. How much do you cost? 2,900. Alright, so we'll do that. And Isleheart's ready for this guy, which will be more money for us, which is good. And I can start building gates there. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll go gates. That takes me down to 1,300 bucks. Alright, let's end this turn. Alright, the Golden Order, which is Baltasar Gelt. That is the one that I want to confederate, but I can't take my Imperial Authority down to -3. I can't. So I'm going to have to pass for this time, but when he hits me again, hopefully I will be in good position to take him on, because that is definitely one that I want to confederate. Alright, what do you say we go do a mission?
Of Magnus, pick up the pace.
So, let's get this. Beast Slayer, which is that one. So if I open that up, I can teleport. And it will cost me 500 bucks, so I don't have to take the time to walk or march my enemy up there, or my army up there. I just teleport. And this says that it's going to be a close victory. We are going to fight the battle. Shouldn't be an issue. I know how to set these guys up for this. Karl Franz will give us a big speech before this.
Hear me now, brave men, brave Reichlanders, hear me! The celestial wizards read the portents true. Norse raiders land on Nordland shores. We have marched many miles, but there is no distance so great that I would not gladly march it to face this, our ultimate foe. I have refused the honor of wielding the blade of our forebears thus far. I was not worthy, but should we survive this day, should we drive the ruinous tribes back across the sea, then, with your blessing, I will pick up the Reichland runefang and use it to bleed our foes, to carve my way through Sigmar's enemies. Are you with me, men of the Empire? For when the Northmen come, they will attack hard, as their despicable gods demand. We must be ready to push them back, thrust them into the sea, in defense of the Empire!
So that is Karl Franz's speech. I would love to see some sort of video footage of the person who reads that. I bet I bet it'd be so interesting to see. Alright, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to set up right back against this white line. The enemy is going to have to come from this direction and this direction and a little bit from this direction. There's going to be three waves when they come in. My front line, my infantry units, let's set the back first. mortars.
Will Shalia protect us? Does she know we fight?
Crossbows ready, General!
Crossbows.
Ready, men! Ready to deal out blood for all mankind!
Crossbows.
Finding range, sir!
Handgunners.
Standing by!
And then front line. Alright, now what I have to watch
We have to!
is for their units not to come down and get into the backside here.
The Empire!
I really don't
endures.
have too much to worry about here.
Our weapons are yours! Well, swordsmen! Can do!
Awaiting orders!
Great swords! Let us go gladly to meet the foe. For Heldenhammer! Handgunners!
I hope they send in the great swords first.
Alright, so we'll do handgunners. Handgunners.
We march for Heldenhammer!
I don't think the crossbows need to go sideways yet.
Reichsguard knights!
Put the cavalry up here. Can I get them hid?
Discipline is key!
I cannot. Okay. So if I can't hide them, I'm just going to stick them there. I don't want to put them here. Or do I? Can I hide you? Nope, can't hide you. So you're going to go here. And if anything gets too close, I'm just going to charge them down the hill. I don't think anything to start is going to come from the side, so I'm not going to worry about putting the crossbows off to the side.
We are Sigmar's heirs! That's Empire steel you hold in your hand. Crossbows ready, General! We are Heldenhammer! They are Sigmar's foes! We
Alright.
are Sigmar's heirs!
I do believe
We are Sigmar's heirs!
that
Crossbowmen!
the first guys may come from the right, so I just want to make sure that my right side is fortified.
Haven't seen him since Talabheim.
Alright, so all of the crossbows grouped. Handgunners.
Sir! This is my
Group.
command!
Front line.
Swordsman!
Grouped. Karl Franz.
We are
Hovering in the air right there. My magic user
Convergence!
on horseback there. In fact, I think you're going to be safer here.
Ready for war!
So I will group the lords, group the
That's
Reichsguard,
an order!
and group the artillery.
See to it!
Alright, we are ready to do this. The first wave should come directly from the front of us. There they are. So they got cavalry there and cavalry there. So you can see that these guys are already going to start working up into the woods, which when they get close enough, my crossbows will...
Foes of the Emperor!
This is all protected. I'm just trying to keep people from getting in here on top of my artillery.
By Ulrich's
Alright,
wrath!
so we got Thunderbolt, the Comet,
We are ready!
alright, so I don't want the archer or the...
Save ammunition!
I don't want the mortars to be going. What they're going to do, technically the mortars can fire on that cavalry right there, but having mortars or artillery fire...
Mic off. Mic on.
Fire into cavalry. Cavalry can move out of the way.
Target
and they're not effective. So we're going to target the artillery into here. Alright, so I'm a little concerned here about these guys coming up here.
The Empire!
So we'll change these.
Reichsguard! No lingering!
Move the Reichsguard down. Alright, so the handgunners are firing. And one of them has already routed.
Crossbowmen! For the twin-tailed comet!
These guys are automatically firing here.
The Northmen must die.
That cavalry unit has already fled. So let's change these guys to here.
By Ulrich's rock.
Alright, let's change the mortar units right here to these guys. Alright, we're going to pause here because I'm going to start a magic spell onto these guys that's going to increase their melee defense and attack. And we're going to overcast it. So that will take care of them.
Missiles at the ready! Conditions acceptable!
We're going to change the crossbows over into these guys.
By Ulrich's wrath! Bring it down!
Alright, I'm going to take the Reichsguard right back up to here. Alright, so basically all of these guys have fled.
Ready for war! Crossbowmen! Show us the
Alright,
foe!
going to stop the mortars from firing.
Crossbows ready, General! Pick them off! The Empire endures!
Alright, if you look off to the right, that's where the next wave is coming from. So we've got one wave beat. This is wave 2 coming in. These guys are going to come up and speed of 90, speed of 78. They are going to challenge the Reichsguard.
By Ulrich's wrath! Sigma!
I'll just take these guys down, have them run into here.
Mind their tentacles!
So those guys are broken. Alright, so let's pause here. Because these guys are just that yellow line on the bottom. These guys still have missiles to use. So we're going to turn the crossbows back to them. And we'll turn that set of crossbows back to them. And those guys should break pretty quick as soon as they start eating crossbows. And there they go. They're flashing. And they're gone. Alright, Reichsguard, get out of there. Alright, let's pause this again. Because I gotta get the crossbows lined back up. Facing the right direction.
What?
Nope.
Sigmar calls.
And let's put the mortars back in play again. We'll have to shoot on those guys. Alright, so they've broken already. So I'll send the Reichsguard in to clean these guys out. Alright, mortars are just going to waste, so we'll tire off the fire at will. We'll have Reichsguard take care of them.
Mortar! Reichsguard! Quick march!
Alright, so they're going to try and run these guys down.
Ranging
Let's
target!
send the mortars into that unit.
Push them back to their bow launches!
Reichsguard Knights!
Slay all the ruinous ones!
Ulrich judges us! For Heldenhammer!
Alright, here comes another unit of cavalry that just come out of the woods. Alright, and the third wave is now coming in, and they're also coming from the right. Alright. Alright, so this should be it. This should be everybody on the battlefield. All we gotta do is... Oh, here they come. All we gotta do is wrap these up. There's some dogs.
Pick targets!
Alright, I'm gonna stop.
Stop!
We're gonna stop the mortars. Everybody's moving around too much that the mortars got a bigger chance of missing than they do making contact. So let's just wait on everybody to kind of get gathered up. Karl, Franz is taking some damage. It must be because he's sitting out front here. Inadvertently getting shot, probably.
We are Sigma's heirs! They are Sigma's foes!
And let's go. Karl Franz down. Alright, so that lord that just came in here, he has been eliminated already. He's fleeing.
Reichsguard! Take the ground!
Alright, so let's pause this. I need to get my front lines back. And these guys can go back to firing at will. And the mortars I will send into those guys. Here we go. Alright, so that cavalry unit has fled.
Come, lads! Slay 'em! Make me proud of the province!
Alright, missiles are basically going to do the damage for me.
Pick your targets!
So we got a magic user. Where is he? He's expert. He's expert. There's my magic user. So Karl, Franz, go.
Yes, sir! Water!
Alright, Karl, Franz on him. Alright, there's my timer going off. So when this battle is over, we will end this episode.
We are Sigmar's heirs!
We will do a spell right there. Should wind up breaking those guys. Oh. Ah, too late. They just moved just in time.
Swordsman!
Alright, let's move into here.
Ulrich's wrath on them! We are Sigmar's heirs! Missiles will fly! Ready for war! Great swords!
Karl, Franz in to help here.
This is my command!
Gonna give him a good buff.
Ready for war!
Give them a good buff. Let's hit these guys with a lightning bolt. Put it right out in front of them. And still too late, maybe? Yep, they moved. Got him a little bit. Alright, so let's just put them in. It's time to charge these guys.
Show us the foe! Yes, sir! Sorcery!
Alright, let's take the mortars out to those guys.
We are Sigmar's heirs! Ready!
And let's do melee attack on Karl, Franz. Yes. Got him beat.
Swordsman!
Alright, let's reset the front line.
Missiles at the ready!
Reset the crossbows.
No lingering!
Alright, Reichsguard. Let's go wrap this up. Hit them.
To me, men! For Heldenhammer! Yes, sir!
So it's time for Karl Franz to go back and beat on that
Send us out.
magic user again.
Heldenhammer.
Send the Reichsguard out to start wrapping up some of these guys.
The portents cite chaos. Yes! Roar! We serve the Emperor! Get them!
All right, everybody is broken for good. There they go. That should be victory. Everybody is broken. Boom. Decisive victory in the battle. Alright, we deployed 1756. We lost 291. Altogether, they did 2,000. And they've lost 1,600 of them. So now we will gain a magical item. I believe the one that we're getting this time is the Beast Slayer. There'll be 3 mission battles that we'll do. This is the first one. The second one is Galmarez, which will actually be the weapon that I will put into Karl Franz's hands and leave there. And then off the top of my head, I don't remember what the next one is. Treasury 525. Yep, we're going to go Who Want the Money? Regiment of Renown. This is basically units that are a better version of the standard unit. So we will begin to implement some of these guys into our army. Beast Slayer. It will take your melee attack up 10, weapon strength up 15%, and it gives the ability the Drakewald Runefang, which gives you a physical resistance of 40%, which is a lot. Vigor per second, which basically means you will not get as tired. It takes your vigor down 3% per second. It lasts for 39 seconds, and then it has a 2-minute cooldown. So it's not bad, it's just not the one that I use. And we teleported up to the mission, and when it's done, we are teleported back.
I am Prince and Emperor.
So we will go into Isleheart,
Sigma
just so that we can recuperate, and we will be fully healthy, looks like, in 2 turns. Yeah. No big deal. Garrison Lord not move. We already know that. It's this guy. Yes. Alright, let's assign some skill points, and we'll wrap this episode up. Arcane Conduit is not ready to go yet, so we will go Chain Lightning. And it looks like Karl Franz also gets one. We'll take the Quartermaster, which makes the army upkeep down to 9% cheaper. Building upgrade, we got anything? No. Alright, nothing yet. I got 9 grand. Let's go to Altdorf. Alright, let's get... My cavalry is probably going to be a little bit later. Let's get this warrior priest. Diplomacy, we'll go through this real quick. Nothing there, nothing there.
celestial
Nothing there.
ancestors.
Alright, so we will end the turn, and then we will end the episode. So we got quite a bit done tonight. Let's let this turn file through, and then we'll do a quick recap. Savage Blow. Charge bonus plus 20 for all armies of all factions, but it only lasts for 5 turns. It won't be effective to us. Auslin would like to confederate with me. It'll cost me Imperial Authority of 3. I'm only at a 1, which will give me a -2. And also, Auslin is not one that I want. So I will pass, and I will gain Imperial Authority. So I'm up to 2. We have one faction destroyed, Celestial Loyalists. Honestly, I have no idea who they are, where they are. This is the Greenskins, who are on the other side of Helmgart. And looky there, we have an active army. So, it's possible that Helmgart may come under attack, which will be a good reason why we got this guy sitting there. Nice. Ambusher discovered. That's Leon, which is this guy, because he's probably trying to protect and is concerned about this guy. So he is a friend of ours. He is not. Alright.
I command
Karl,
here.
Franz, this guy will be completely healed next turn. So let's recap what we did tonight. We took back over, because this was all taken over by Greenskins, the Broken Axe tribe, if I remember correctly, or something along those lines. It had all these territories. We went in and took them out and gave them back to the faction that they belonged to begin with. We got our buildings squared away and now had the ability to recruit crossbows, and then took off and teleported up to the north coast and did our first mission, where we got the Beast Slayer magical weapon that is now in possession of Karl Franz. And that is it. What do we got here? Looky there. We have an entire full stack 20 of chaos. These are the guys that cause plague.
Indubitably.
This is Grand Cathay, and when these guys show up, they bring you money. Did they do it this time? Nope. 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 Confederation. Okay. A lot of times these guys will bring you money, and it's usually in the amount of 3,000. I have no idea why they do it. They just do it. I'm not arguing. I'll take the money. All right, so I think that will wrap up tonight's episode, and I will see you in the next video.